Hello friends, thanks for coming back to my channel and thanks for subscribing my channel. In case you have not subscribed it, please subscribe it. And in my videos I will touch upon various terms which we use as a technical person in our common days language, and which as you as a layman would want to learn. So in today's video, I will share with you I'll share with you basically what does the cloud computing means, and what exactly does chief cloud officer mean. So these two are interrelated terms. One is the process, and second is the person who is doing the process. So basically, cloud computing. What is cloud computing? So before this cloud computing came into the picture, so data was stored locally within the organization. So in an organization, you have your own storage devices which used to store the data. And so what was the drawback of that? So drawback of that was basically you have now big data coming into the picture. You have millions and millions of files which you want to store. So you cannot do that because so most of your revenue would go, or most of your money would go into managing that database. You have to have so much of hardware in place in your organization, so that you can store that data, which is basically not possible, because it needs a lot of money. So yes, certainly these big organization can really afford that, but the small companies, they cannot. So then came the idea cloud computing. So cloud computing is basically storing your data at the remote center which is not managed by you. So it is basically what they do is the remote center will give you the information as and when you need that. So they are basically storing your data, and whenever you need that, you can just pull it out and use it. So this is basically the cloud computing. You are storing your data somewhere else at some other center, and whenever you need the information, you can just take it and use it, and just it will go back again, and the information will be stored again. So it has its own pros and cons. We'll not go into that. Few of the advantages are, yeah, it is cost effective, and you can just store any number of data over there. It is cost effective. You don't have to have a separate space for that. The cons are basically your data is the security of a data. We'll come back to these two things again in our next video. So cloud computing, the idea was just to give you the information on what is cloud computing. So cloud computing is, as I said, you are storing your data somewhere else, and you are accessing it whenever you need it. Now I'll come back. I'll touch upon what is chief cloud officer. So chief cloud officer is basically the custodian of your data which you are storing over there, because you have to have someone who is holding tight on that data, who can protect your data which you are storing at the remote center. So chief cloud officer is an individual who basically manages, supervises, and governs the entire cloud computing environment and its operation within an organization. It is not basically the place where you are storing your data. So it is basically, the cloud computing officer is local. It is the officer of your company only. It is not the officer of the data center. So basically, the cloud computing officer is custodian of your data which you are storing at the third party or the data center. So the chief cloud officer basically allows an organization to harness the power, productivity, and efficiency from a suite of cloud computing solutions and services. So basically, as you have, as you have CFO, which is the custodian of the finance, as you have the CTO, which is the custodian of the technical issues in your company. You have cloud chief cloud officer, which is basically is the custodian of your data, which you have stored at the remote center. So nowadays, with the big organization, you have multinationals, you have multinational with operations spread all across. They need the data to be stored at one center. So basically, chief cloud officer is the one who actually is the custodian of that data. I hope you would have understood the terms, what is cloud computing and what is chief cloud officer. In case you have any query regarding that, just write back to me in my comment section. I'll certainly come back to you on that. I will revert to you on that. And in case you liked it, just press the bell icon. And if you have not subscribed my channel, do subscribe it. I will touch upon many relevant technical issues, many relevant technical terms which we as a technical people use in a common days language, and want to explore. And for you as a layman, you want to explore those terms. So thank you for watching my channel. Please come back to my channel again. Thank you very much.